It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Knoll. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, today's one of those days, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and yeah, let's jump right into it. So guys, we know as we're watching this season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, it started off a little bit slow, but it's getting better and better. But everyone's starting to question Kenya and her beef with Porsha. Now, guys, we know that Porsha is really not one to mess with. As time has shown, she's dragged somebody behind an alley. She's been into it with Cynthia. She practically dragged Kenya off the stage of a reunion. But Kenya still likes to do her little digs, and she likes to keep on going. Now, we all know that Porsha is on the Bravo's chat room alongside Hannah Berner, Kate Chastain, and Giselle Bryant. But she was asked the other day, if you could go through a season without one of the housewives, really, who would it be? She went on to say that half the season she probably could have done without Marlo, but more importantly, this is a no-brainer. She could do a season without Kenya. Kenya Moore is obviously not one of Porsha's favorites, again, as we've seen her drag her off of the reunion stage, but Kenya likes to keep on going. In one of the recent episodes, I believe it was episode 4 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta this season, Porsha had a surprise birthday party thrown for her by her sister Lauren. Now, Lauren was throwing her a party to celebrate all of the protesting and just activism that Porsha has lately been engaging in, and she wanted to do a celebration of like, hey, look, thank you so much for putting yourself out there. Thank you so much for encouraging others to be brave enough to put themselves out there, and we want to throw this little quarantine party for you, right? But when that happened, Lauren ended up calling for Cynthia and asking her, hey, girl, do you want to come to this surprise celebration for Porsha? When she called Cynthia, Cynthia said, hey, can I bring a +1, meaning Kenya? And Lauren was immediately apprehensive. Now, there's a little bit of speculation that whether it was editing or it was a miscommunication or if it was just for cinematic effect, I guess, why her invitation was rescinded last minute. So Kenya was getting all dolled up and she had the glam squad over, getting her hair done, her nails done, her makeup, everything. And she sure thought that she was going to be attending this party, especially because one of her favorite newbies, Latoya Ali, was showing up, and Latoya doesn't really know Porsha at all. Now, as Kenya's sitting there getting all glammed up, she jumps on the phone with Cynthia and tells Cynthia about how she's so excited to give Porsha's daughter, Pilar, this doll. And this is where Cynthia breaks the news, pretty much letting her know, hey, listen, you know, I spoke with Lauren, and Lauren thinks it would be better if you don't come because she doesn't know what place you're in. Now, guys, at first I felt so bad for Kenya, but then Lauren came to speak out on her Instagram, letting all of us know as the fans and viewers, because mind you guys, Lauren is not under contract. She can say whatever she wants. A normal Bravo housewife has to abide by the NBC laws and the rules that come with the NDAs and everything. I mean, there's a format to it, right? But Lauren is not a housewife. She doesn't have to do any of that. Sure, she can't technically expose the whole show, but she can defend herself and saying, hey, listen, I called Cynthia immediately after I said, yeah, it's okay for Kenya to come that same day. And I was like, no, I think it's better if Kenya doesn't show. So it sounds like it might have been up to Cynthia to actually be the one to deliver this news. And it seems like she kind of dropped the ball. Whoever dropped the ball, whether it was Lauren, Cynthia, production, editors, whoever, the point is that Kenya was extremely mad about this. Kenya ended up reaching out to Candy, asking Candy if she can tell everybody about Cynthia's surprise engagement party, but from there, she goes on a rant. Kenya goes on to say, I feel like this whole thing is a photo op. I think it's a sham. I feel like it's self-serving. And why does Porsha always get arrested on camera? Like, I just feel like this is a very self-serving party. And honestly, now as viewers, we all watch Kenya go on this rant and see, okay, you probably weren't going for the right reasons anyways, even though it probably hurts to have an invitation rescinded, and you would be in your feelings. Somebody who's going to go on and just completely dismiss somebody's activism, yeah, that could be a problem. And it really shows your true colors in the sense that you're not here for the right cause. And that's exactly why Lauren didn't want her going. Actually, I believe Candy said the same thing. Now, guys, there was a lot of speculation as to what was Porsha's main storyline going to be this season, because we know that she is in the middle of a split from her baby's father, Dennis, and we also know that she has been actively participating in Black Lives Matter movement, which is amazing, right? So she's constantly putting herself out there and putting her public figure out there, and that's not something that anybody can take away from her. You can't dismiss that. You can't take it away from her. She's putting herself on the front lines of a movement, and whether we like it or not, or anybody has anything to say, again, there's so many other housewives who are not even engaging when they could be. They have public accounts, like very high profile accounts with many, many followers, and they have a voice, and some of them aren't technically using it. For whatever cause it may be, it just seems like they're very content with being a housewife, and sometimes they don't want to get involved. Now, for Porsha, again, we had this highly anticipated storyline of her baby's father pretty much being moved out of the house, and Kenya's really making this storyline about her. Or at least that's what the fans are saying and the viewers who are commenting in the blogs. Everyone's saying that they feel like Kenya really needs a storyline this season. She doesn't want to involve her baby's father, Mark Daly, actually technically her husband, Mark Daly, too much. So aside from playing this cat and mouse game that she has going on with LaToya Ali by sending her these explicit photos and playing with the idea that they might be hooking up in some degree eventually, you know, she really doesn't have much of a storyline. She doesn't want to expose her baby's father, and that's why when she's asked in the confessional, she's like, no comment, I'd rather not talk about it. They ask her, what is his relationship with his other children? She's like, I don't want to get into that. And she doesn't really give us too much. But one thing we do know is it's easy for Kenya to poke until she gets a reaction, just like it is Marlo Hampton, and she knows that normally she would get a reaction out of Porsha Williams. You know, we did also see in last night's episode where LaToya Ali is showing this photo of Kenya and showing her body and everything. And Marlo was like, ooh, great. So you want to look like this? And LaToya's like, yeah, this is body goals. And Marlo's like, you just need to go get a butt lift. And that's when things started to already pop off at the table at Cynthia's beautiful engagement party that I'm sure Kenya spent a good amount of money on, or production did, who knows. But it's like they both have the same kind of problem in the fact that they like to instigate the situation, which makes for great TV. But when you have somebody like Porsha who's dealt with anger management, and she's really shown us how much she's evolved over the years, starting off from a wife who was just, I mean, I don't know, guys. You have to think about the evolution of Porsha Williams. She went from someone's wife who is very like Southern Belle. Then she went to, I mean, you guys know, you watch the show. I'm not going to get into it, but you guys watch the show and she'll tell you herself. And now she's a mom who has a certain level of celebrity who's really trying to put herself out there and be the best role model she possibly can for her daughter. So the reaction that Kenya may or may not be looking for, I don't technically believe she's going to get. When Kenya asked her at the table, she said, hey, Porsha, did you get my gift? And Porsha was like, oh, yes, it was really nice. And, you know, and Kenya's like, well, it would have been better if I could have delivered it in person. And Portia's like, oh, well, you know, Lauren didn't know what place we're in. And she's like, okay, so we're going to blame your sister. And Porsha just done, dead, period. We're going to dead this. This is not happening. We're not blaming my sister. We're blaming the fact that nobody ever knows where we are at in our friendship, in our relationship. And Kenya started to throw more shade saying, yeah, I don't know where we're at now, but that's a conversation we'll get into later. Now, I do have to say Porsha didn't technically take the bait, but she's not on just one Bravo show. She's on two now. So she doesn't have to shade Kenya back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because she can easily go on to Bravo's chat room and say whatever she wants. And again, guys, that's exactly what she did. When she was asked which housewife she could do without, she said Kenya Moore. Porsha obviously does not want Kenya Moore on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She slams her back, but almost in a more tasteful way at this point. But again, I'm not being biased and I'm not taking sides. I'm curious as to what you guys think about this situation. Do you guys feel like Kenya should be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Do you guys feel like Porsha should even be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? And who do you feel like was wrong at this dinner for bringing this up? Was it Marlo? Was it Kenya? Was it LaToya for showing the photo? Or was it Porsha for technically not being remorseful in any capacity? for the fact that Kenya wasn't invited. Aside from that, guys, in happier news, Porsha is content with being on her own right now and raising her baby Pilar with Dennis. And she feels like she said in the episode, they both have things that they can offer their baby. They both have ideas and what the world is and what they want for their baby and good morals that they can both equally instill into their baby. And they don't need to be together for that. She went on to say that her baby was no mistake. She found a man with a job, found a man with no kids, found a man who hadn't been divorced. He had his own place. He told her that she was cute, and she was like, oh, all right, I'm good. Impregnate me. Guys, those are her words, not mine. I would never say something like that. But for Porsha Williams, she got exactly what she was looking for. And like she said, her baby is a blessing and no mistake. I can't wait to see what happens on the next episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Guys, also don't forget tomorrow, Tuesday, January 12th, we are going to be going live with RJ Allen of the Black Socialites at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right after, we're going to be going live with All About the Tea and RJ to talk about Bravo's Hot Topics at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have a busy day tomorrow. And guys, if you haven't already, make sure you comment below to the questions I asked. Who's in the fault? Who would you rather see go on The Real Housewives of Atlanta? Kenya Moore or Porsha Williams? And also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and yeah, I'll see you guys real soon. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching Up and Adam.